T Grizzly, T Grizzly. Oh man. Yeah, we back in the building, y'all. We definitely back in the building. And we back talking about this T Grizzly because allegedly things ain't looking too good for T, man. According to the info that's circling around the internet and people that know people that was in the courtroom, they saying 600 Woo, allegedly saying 600 Woo might turn the tables on them, might switch, might end up flipping. This alleged. We don't know. But according to the prosecutor out there in Detroit, whatever, was rest in peace, JB, his auntie slash manager. My condolences to her family. The prosecutor saying that they know they got a feeling, they got a very gut feeling, damn near 100% that they know T Grizzly did some murder for hire type shit, allegedly to knock off his aunt and slash manager, auntie slash manager, whatever, out there in Detroit. And allegedly, he supposedly had hired a 600 member, 600 Booker, one of his friends, 600 Woo. Them niggas come from Chicago. So Detroit is trying to put a murder for hire from Detroit, putting it bad from Chicago to come out here and knock off somebody from Detroit. And that was obviously his aunt slash manager. May her condolences, rest in peace to her family and everything, know what I mean? Because it ain't looking too good for T Grizzly. Wack 100 allegedly spoke to JB, one of her relatives. I think it was her son or somebody. And I mean, we're going to get to Wack 100. He's saying that y'all spoke to it. I mean, and it ain't looking too good. The family say they been had a gut feeling about them allegedly having a little relationship on the side, whatever, no, a sexual relationship or a relationship type shit. Y'all get what I'm saying? So JB family members, I guess, son, whatever, they say they had a feeling about that, and a lot of people are feeling like T Grizzly ain't innocent in this situation. Put it that way. And we gotta talk about this again because I mean it's like new updates coming up every other day about this situation now. So let's talk about it. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Let's get this show started. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smash that thumbs up. It ain't gonna hurt your feeling. It's free. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have it. I don't know what you're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you keep that notification bell on so you know when I'm dropping my video. Shout out to Team Smoke Game. Try to get your membership also. Shout out to all my subscribers that have been supporting the channel since day one. And shout out to all my new subscribers. Let's get this copyright out the way, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on, absolutely for educational or entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here, absolutely for educational or entertainment purpose. The clips and videos I play are also owned by the original creators. So if y'all don't know what's going on, man, this was going on. The lawyer of the man arrested for unliving T Grizzly aunt. Now, this is the lawyer. Prosecutors getting involved. They felt like T Grizzly did a murder for hire. Now the lawyer, 600 Woo, the kid that's getting accused for knocking off, on T Grizzly aunt, whatever. Let's get a picture of 600 on Woo so people can know who I'm talking about. 600 Woo is close friends with 600 Booker. This is 600 Woo right here. This the one that got locked up right now. That's connecting the murder out there in Detroit. He all the way from Chicago. He live in Chicago, that part. So what are we talking about here? So why he was in Detroit? Now, hold up, the shit even get more spooky. They say they got the towers. They say this nigga was sitting over there around that area where the auntie got knocked off at for 2 hours. Why is you sitting over there at that spot for 2 hours, champ? This had to have been a murder for hire. Somebody want to auntie up out of here, man. I'm just hoping it wasn't T Grizzly. I don't know, but it just everything is connecting to T Grizzly. Obviously, this is T Grizzly friend. His best friend is his friend. So everything's connected to this nigga. This nigga been rolling with OTF at 600 for years, meeting T Grizzly. Y'all forgot he was cool with Little Dirk, OTF, and he was cool with 600 members and all that shit. Shout out to 600 and OTF. But yeah, they trying to say his lawyer basically looked at him and told the judge in court that T Grizzly did a murder for hire on his aunt. She's not his blood. So this is what the lawyer, now look what it said. The lawyer of the man arrested for unaliving T Grizzly aunt. That's 600 woo. His lawyer told the judge, his lawyer actually, this shit is getting out of control, man. I'm telling y'all, this is some nasty work, man. But let's get straight to it. We're gonna get straight to Wack 100. We're gonna get straight to everything so we could talk about this right quick. Good morning, everybody. Y'all already know the vibes, know what I mean? So, and good afternoon to everybody that's gonna watch it in the afternoon. So, but we gotta talk about this shit ain't looking nice. This shit ain't looking nice for T Grizzly, man. I feel bad because you know the homie got the kids and all that, but my nigga, what really happened with your auntie, champ? Why everybody feel like you involved in this? Why everybody feel like you paid somebody to knock auntie up out of here, allegedly? This ain't looking too nice on your side over there, champ. Feds about to come knocking on your door. You got to kick out mad money. They mess around a Rico come. We don't know. Rico, they probably looking at your crew for years. This might be the icing on the cake to come grab you and your niggas. Then all 600 Buka and his niggas. This shit looking nasty. This shit could be a whole sweep from Detroit all the way to Chicago. That part. So don't think they just gonna grab 600 Woo and this shit is all over. Nah, 600 Buka sitting that nigga home right now, nervous as hell. Because nigga, that's your man, nigga. Y'all niggas from the same neighborhood, nigga, same city, nigga. So they're gonna try to connect it as T Grizzly hollered at 600 Buka. Buka connected 600 Woo, told him, like, yo, go handle that. But see, the whole thing is who else was 600 Woo wasn't by itself that night, obviously, allegedly. Because remember, when T Grizzly said that they opened his door, that mean the nigga, whatever, if it's 600 Woo, he hopped out the getaway car and opened the door and started letting off shots. This is coming out of T Grizzly mouth. We're gonna go back in so that for the people that didn't see the dumbass interview that T Grizzly did years ago on an open case that might come back and haunt him now. He said that. Oh yeah, you know, they opened the door, they started letting off shots, they hit Auntie 8 times all on the side, this and that. So nigga, that must have been somebody driving on a getaway car. So that's obviously two people in the car. So that's obviously Woo, 600 Woo, they got locked up. He hopped out the car, opened the door, let off shots with the weapon he got caught with that's connected with JB getting murdered, slash his auntie slash manager. So who's the getaway? You telling me this nigga just did all that by himself, went back in the car, skate off? Nah, nigga, there was somebody in the car with him, nigga, allegedly. So my thing is 600 Woo gonna rat on a nigga that was with him? Who the hell was with him too? Why you was sitting over there for 2 hours according to the court? They got this all on the towers. Oh, we gonna get to all that. Let's get to Wack 100 so y'all can understand what's going on. Then we're gonna get to a couple other clips too, so y'all can really understand what's going on here. Cause this is nasty work for T Grizzly, man. Why you pulled up to the trap knowing your aunt don't like being in them dirty houses like you said? That's a perfect way of knocking somebody off. She old school. She ain't gonna go sit on somebody dirty couches and all that. She like, nah, go ahead, nephew. I'm gonna sit in the car. And now remind ya, there was somebody else in the car with her also. Is that person gonna come out and start talking too? Now that the pressure might come down on these niggas? This is nasty work, man. It's nasty work because not for nothing, man. Nobody don't deserve to get their life taken over some contract dispute or some relationship dispute they had on the side, whatever you want to call it. They don't deserve to get knocked off over that, especially over some contract and money. You could have just left her, know what I mean, continue doing what you're doing, whatever. It's a lot of questions on this case, man. This is nasty work. Hold up. There you go. Now we brightening up a little bit. Yo, 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 yo. All right, we back. We back. All right, man. Let's get to Wack 100 and y'all can understand what Wack talking. Then we're gonna get the Wack. We're gonna get the Flocko. He's a blogger also. He used to be on No Jumper and all that. Y'all gonna know who Flock is. He gonna talk about this also. But let's get to Wack 100 so y'all can understand what's really going on. And according to Wack 100, he spoke to one of JB's relatives. I think it was her son or somebody. Peek this out. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, light one up. Y'all already know the vibes, man.
I hate to say it. The shit they saying in that courtroom is crazy.
Oop,
Talk
I
to the
said that
son.
shit. He paid
The
some.
son kept it real. He said, Wack, man, I just want you to speak to me openly. I said, what? He said, man, I know my mom.
I heard Wack. He said he spoke to his son. Peep this out. This according to Wack 100 now.
I hate to say it. The shit they saying in that courtroom is crazy.
Oop,
Talk
I
to the
said that
son.
shit. He paid
The
some.
son kept it real. He said, Wack, man, I just want you to speak to me openly. I said, what? He said, man, I know my mom used to call you a lot to help her on shit and whatever. And the best, I said, yeah, that was my homegirl. He said, well, I'm going to let you know, nigga, how I'm coming so you ain't got to handle me with soft gloves. And that nigga said, I know T Grizzley and my mama was sexually involved, romantically involved.
Whoa.
I said, well, nigga, since you said it, I wasn't going to say it. They definitely was. That's a fact. So once I opened it up like that, that nigga started, boys saying, that nigga said, I've been in court every day. He said, Wack, the motherfucking, the head, the sergeant, whatever, whoever was running the police force, looked at T Grizzley when the shit happened and said, we know you had something to do with it and we gonna figure it out eventually.
Damn.
But that ain't the worst part. This is the worst part. And we gotta get these minute orders. The motherfucking defense attorney. I want y'all to follow me.
Let's continue. Now you heard Wack. He spoke to the son. The son said, yo, man, Wack, according to Wack, he knew the lady. He knew JB. It ain't too far-fetched to know that, now I mean, to believe that these people know each other. Because remember, you got to remind yourself, they're all in the industry. Even though JB, man, her soul rest in peace, she just started managing. But once you start managing and you got an artist like T Grizzley that take off his first single when he first come home, I think his single was what, First Day Home, whatever. He body went, did crazy million views on that shit. You start meeting people. And eventually you're gonna meet a nigga like Wack 100 because he's a manager himself who got people he under his label and all that. So it's not too far fetched to believe that he obviously telling the truth that he spoke to the son and the son he knowed him because he was like, yo, that's my homegirl. This is what he telling us like, yo, nah, I mean that's my homegirl. Yeah, I know. She set me up on certain little business, little advice and all that. So it ain't too hard to not to believe that. No, I mean, JB hit Wack 100, made her rest in peace. Yo, Wack, I need help on this. Can you help? No, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But according to Wack 100, he said his son knew about the sexual relationship they allegedly had. So that tells me the family already think that once that happened to his mom and they already assumed that, nah, man, something else happened. There ain't nobody just gonna run up on that car and knock off my mom like that. Some nasty work going on. T Grizzley in a nasty position, man. Pause. Let's continue.
The defense attorney, the defense attorney for the nigga they caught with the gun in the car, right? The nigga that's on trial for the murder.
Wu Thing.
Chicago dude, right?
Follow me. The defense attorney says in court, my client ain't did this murder. This is a murder for hire that was paid for by T Grizzley.
I told y'all
hell
niggas. I
no.
told y'all that shit was murder for
Now
hire.
we gonna slow down. This ain't what the district attorney said. See, the district attorney will say these things due to investigation by the detectives. The defense attorney, who was the attorney for the man on trial who got caught with the gun in the car, the Wu-Tang nigga, stands up and says, my client didn't kill nobody. This was a murder for hire by T Grizzley. Now we gotta ask ourselves. This is an attorney who understands that if you say these things, just to say them, what could happen? Slander, defamation. Right?
This is nasty work. Now, if y'all don't get it, the district attorney then, it was his lawyer, 600 Woo, the dude that's getting allegedly that's getting accused of knocking off JB out of Detroit. His lawyer stood up and said, nah, this is a murder for hire case. So that tells me 600 Woo told his lawyer some shit. That part. Because why would your lawyer stand up and say that shit? Putting T Grizzley in risk now, got to take him to court, and now he's probably going to get charged eventually, allegedly, later on down the line, if this is actually true. Because if your lawyer standing up and look at the judge and be like, yo, nah, my client didn't do this. This is a straight up murder for hire thing. What? Why would his lawyer say that? The prosecutor, they already know this a murder. Well, allegedly they think it's a murder for hire coming from T Grizzley. So, like Wack 100 said, if your attorney stands up and say that to defend you, what that tells you right there? That tells you that your client is doing a little bit of this. Am I lying? I sit back and wait on that. Client don't want to talk. The lawyer stand up. He talks for his client. That part. What are we talking about here? So if his lawyer stand up and say that, oh nah, this is a murder for hire, this and that, there's more to this, and what? Oh, this is nasty work for T Grizzley. Nasty work. Nasty work. Let's go back one more time so I can understand what's really going on here. Because then we're gonna go to Flacco. He said the same shit Wack 100 said. These people got people that's sitting in the court. That's what's going on here, and they watching what's going on.
The defense attorney for the nigga they caught with the gun in the car, right? The nigga that's on trial for the murder.
Wu Thing.
Chicago dude, right?
Follow me. The defense attorney says in court, my client ain't did this murder. This is a murder for hire that was paid for by T Grizzley.
I told y'all niggas. I told y'all that shit was murder for hire.
Now we gonna slow down. This ain't what the district attorney said. See, the district attorney will say these things due to investigation by the detectives. The defense attorney, who was the attorney for the man on trial who got caught with the gun in the car, the Wu-Tang nigga, stands up and says, my client didn't kill nobody. This was a murder for hire by T Grizzley. Now we gotta ask ourselves, this is an attorney who understands that if you say these things, just to say them, what could happen? Slander, defamation. Right?
And that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because if your attorney jumps up and say that, even though the prosecutors and all that probably got that all in the cut, they're gonna throw that in there like, yo, this is a murder for hire. Your attorney stands up and say that, like, what? Your client must have told you this. 600 Woo about to start talking. Let's continue though, man. Let's continue with the clip. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we ain't done.
Grizzly really backdoor his auntie. As you may know, T Grizzley is very close to Buka 600. All of T Grizzley music and contracts was signed to his auntie.
You see that picture right? You see that picture right there? That's 600 Buka at his wedding. 600 Woo's connected to that dude 600 Buka. T Grizzley 600 Buka. The whole world know they niggas is like best friends, I guess. How you think he's connected to 600 Chicago? And then he's connected to Lil Durk. He been cool with Lil Durk, OTF, T Grizzley. That's why everybody is shocked. I'm not making this shit up, so people don't say, oh, nah, smoke. I'm not making this shit is all on the internet, documents, everything. The kid got caught with the weapon in a stolen vehicle that knocked off JB all the way in Detroit. He got caught with that shit in Chicago. Come to find out several years later, the weapon is connected to the murder that happened in Detroit. Who's the person get caught with the goddamn weapon and all that? It was 600 Wu that's connected to T Grizzly, best friend 600 Buka. So what the hell that tell us? Only two things. They was trying to backdoor you, nigga, or it was a murder for hire to knock off allegedly your aunt slash manager. Those are the only two things that we could think of. Because why the hell 600 Wu coming all the way from Chicago sitting at that spot for 2 hours? Come on, man. It's either they was trying to knock off this nigga, but if they was trying to knock you off, you was still hanging with 600 Buka though. Man, let's continue, man. We ain't done, but I just want to let y'all know who 600 Book is. This the nigga in the picture right there with T Grizzly with the clip I'm about to show y'all again. This nasty work on T, I'm telling you, man.
Grizzly really backdoor his auntie. As you may know, T Grizzly is very close to Buka 600. All of T Grizzly music and contracts was signed to his auntie JB, and she didn't want to let T Grizzly get them signed in his name now that he was able to do so. So allegedly T Grizzly had Buka 600 get someone to smoke JB for him. A 600 member by the name of Wu Thing would be arrested with the car and gun 2 months later. The same car and gun from the murder. T Grizzly's story isn't adding up, and fans are saying he backdoored JB to get his music and contracts back in his name, because why would T Grizzly have Buka at his recent wedding knowing a 600 member was the one who allegedly did it? Drop a comment below on what.
Good question. That's the question everybody want to ask too. Like, how the hell you? This is not
car and still didn't, which means he wasn't the intended target. Y'all think T Grizzly is cooked?
see. That's the weird shit. If yo T Grizzly cooked, yo, I don't know what your homie allegedly. I don't know what you gonna do, but allegedly you cooked, bro. Cause they got these nigga cell phone towers sitting at that spot for 2 hours when they pulled up before they pulled up. So the prosecutor, the feds, the state, whatever, they're gonna be like, yo, if you hopped out the car and the nigga was sitting there for 2 hours and they seen you hop out the car and you supposed to be the target, why did they knock your big ass off then? Why did they knock you off? T Grizzly about 6'5", 200 something pounds. We talking 6'4", 6'5". That's a big young boy. And they didn't see you hopping out the car, walking up to the house, going to the side door, like you said. We're gonna go back to the old interview once again for the people that didn't watch it. This is what coming out your mouth. Yeah, I walked up, went to the side door, knocked them. They didn't see you do none of that shit. It's just a coincidence. Once you walked out, hopped out the car, walked up towards the house a little bit, went to the side. These nigga just hopped out, started letting all shots, open the door and everything, huh? But they didn't see your big ass hopping out that car. That's the question that the whole world want to know. Because they got documents in court and everything of the wire of the towers connected with 600 Wu sitting at that spot with his auntie and manager got knocked off at. He was sitting at that spot for 2 hours before they got there. This is nasty work. You got to be the most dumbest criminals I know in my life, champs. Like, yeah, yo, then I keep explaining to y'all satellites, towers, cell phones, all that shit. Let's continue. Now we're going to hear what Flock had to say so y'all can really understand now. They peep this out, man.
Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt that T Grizzly believed was targeted for him. T Grizzly continued to hang out with 600 members like Buka 600. Wu Thing was initially arrested for the murder because he was pulled over in Chicago while sitting in an alleyway in a stolen vehicle, as well as being in possession of a firearm. The stolen vehicle that he was sitting in the alleyway was actually the getaway vehicle used in the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. And the firearm, after ballistics was done, was the same firearm used in the murder of T Grizzly's auntie. And the cell phone towers confirmed that Wu Thing was actually at the location for 2 hours before T Grizzly and his aunt got there. Why was you hiding out at that location with the murder vehicle and the murder weapon? Obviously, you are involved in the murder. But it also opened up more room for suspicion for T Grizzly. If this was a stop that was out the blue, it was a stop that came up while you was in the vehicle and you just made an emergency stop somewhere to grab something, then how did the shooters know to be at that location for 2 hours?
Exactly. That's another question. How they know you was going to that location and they sat there for 2 hours? How would they know that? See, there's only two things, bro. Them niggas try to backdoor your big ass, or there was a bag on this auntie slash manager. Homie was sitting there for 2 hours off the towers before y'all got there. Mm, 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 mm.
After Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt, that T Grizzly believed was targeted for him, T Grizzly continued to hang out with 600 members like Buka 600. Wu Thing was initially arrested for the murder because he was pulled over in Chicago while sitting in an alleyway in a stolen vehicle, as well as being in possession of a firearm. The stolen vehicle that he was sitting in the alleyway was actually the getaway vehicle used in the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. And the firearm, after ballistics was done, was the same firearm used in the murder of T Grizzly's auntie. And the cell phone towers confirmed that Wu Thing was actually at the location for 2 hours before T Grizzly and his aunt got there. Why was you hiding out at that location with the murder vehicle and the murder weapon? Obviously, you are involved in the murder. But it also opened up more room for suspicion for T Grizzly. If this was a stop that was out the blue, it was a stop that came up while y'all was in the vehicle and you just made an emergency stop somewhere to grab something, then how did the shooters know to be at that location for 2 hours?
Ooh, it's cooking up, man. It ain't looking good for T, man. Damn, T. I'm telling you, boy. Wu Thing sat there for 2 hours before this nigga pulled up. What they was gonna do? Backdoor you? But then they didn't see you hop out. Your big ass ain't like you 5'5", you short. You hopped out the car, start walking towards the crib and all that shit, and then they just hop out. Wu Thing hop out the car, open the same door you hop out of, start letting off shots inside the car. It ain't funny. May her soul rest in peace. But I'm saying though, man, when you think about it, now these people putting everything together, and they put the cell phone towers with the Wu Thing sitting at that spot for 2 hours before you even arrive. How would they even know you was even going to that spot? Somebody from your camp backdoored you, or somebody. It's something spooky going on. This is nasty work, man.
I just ain't the nigga that's about to go around trying to clear no shit up because it is what it is. As far as like, I ain't about to be. Certain shit you can't entertain, bro. Especially when it's absolutely nonsense. You see what I'm saying? But you do got a lot of motherfuckers though that go to the internet and think that everything they see on that bitch is facts. It's not a place for facts. You can see some shit dead in your face, chat, that's not true. So you think you can't be fooled by the fucking internet, bro?
Yeah, people, listen, man. Before we continue, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Do me that favor, smash that like. It ain't gonna hurt you. That junk is free. And yeah, you could be fooled by the internet, but when you do interviews like yourself and explaining what happened at the goddamn open crime scene that's still open, the case still open at the time when you did the interview. Yeah, nigga, we gonna believe what's coming out your goddamn mouth, because then when everything put together, nigga, they come back, yeah, the towers, and then the couple years later, because the forensic gun comes back to a crew that you cool with and all this, like, yeah, nigga, we looking like, oh, what the hell's going on here? If you was the target, why the homie was sitting there for 2 hours? If you was the target, why the homies, why didn't they didn't hop out? But why they was sitting there for 2 hours, see you getting out your car, walking towards the crib, why they didn't burn down on you? Why they just automatically just wait till you leave the car, go to the house, and they just burn down on the car that your aunt sitting in? And she the only one passed away in the car. Remember, there was a second person in the car, also the person sitting in the back seat. Nasty work. So when you say the internet and all this, don't try to blame the internet, champ. Nah, don't do that, nigga. We going by the interviews that you give us. For example, you want to go to the interview that everybody's looking at, and just the reason why they're looking at you crazy because you playing a video game, explaining an open case situation at that time. They didn't know who the hell knocked off your aunt while you explaining this, while you playing some video game and shit with no emotions and like I don't know. It's weird to me. Let's go back memory lane a little bit and remind you what you did, not the internet. What you did.
One that believed in you. She took her money and put it into your career. And
she quit her job to start managing me.
Yeah, yeah. Did you when she said she wanted to do that, did you try to talk her out of it?
No, hell no, I ain't trying to talk her out of it. Because she already had money, so she was already straight for real.
Okay.
And I really needed that. And I saw that she was the only one that really believed. She was the only one I could trust for real. You know what I'm saying? So I was all for it.
Okay. Like I said, whenever she needed something, man, she would definitely reach out to me.
Yeah, and you know me, you and her linked up on a couple occasions.
Yeah.
You done caught me at the casino getting struck one time.
Yeah, I seen you over there, man. They bite your ass over there today?
They did. I'm ashamed when I lost that day.
You was barely speaking. I said, hey, they must be tearing them up right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All good, man. So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He was real close with my pops, just like my pop's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain...
Now go back to the document saying that this dude 600 Woo was sitting there for 2 hours. He was going to his cousin's house. Going to his cousin's house to go show some love. Out of nowhere. Could have went there the next morning, could have went there the next day, could have went there any other day besides that night. Remind y'all, I'm just throwing this out there allegedly. But you choose to go there that day, knowing that your auntie / manager JB, may her soul rest in peace, she don't even like going in trap houses and all that. Coming out your mouth. This is what you say in this interview also when we continue. But the shooter, 600 Woo allegedly, they got the towers of him sitting there for 2 hours. So now remind y'all, when they pulled up to the spot, he probably telling her, now I'm painting a picture for y'all right quick. Yo, come in the house with me. So that's about like what, a couple seconds, little conversation, whatever, right when you pull up and all that, right before you hop out. You telling her, yo, come inside. What, about a minute or two conversation probably? Depends on how long you trying to allegedly tell her to come inside, whatever, according to what you saying. So you sitting in the car about a few seconds going on, probably for like a minute or two, trying to convince her to come to inside the house of what you saying when we continue. But they were sitting there for 2 hours and they didn't see none of that shit. They didn't see you still in the car, none of that. Let's continue.
I'm saying, like, certain areas you just can't, you gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Now you know her history. She's funny acting about going in dirty houses or trap houses and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people don't like to just jump in, just going in some. Nah, man, they don't like that. So was you telling that on the way there, or you was telling that when y'all parked there, or you was telling that right when you got there and you parked in a few seconds, you was telling her to come in the house and all that? But see, the only reason why I'm bringing this up, because according to Flacco and everybody else, Wack 100 and the documents are coming out and all this, saying that the shooter, allegedly 600 Wu, sat there for 2 hours, whoever he was with. So was that conversation on the way there? That conversation was in front of the house for a few seconds, for a few minutes? See, these are the questions the Fed's going to ask T Grizzley, and I hope you're ready for that shit, because by you doing an interview like this to a regular, not even a big platform, and you just sitting there playing a video game explaining about an open case, nigga, what else you would do if the federality's in front of your goddamn face? And like, I know you went down for a robbery and all that, but you was young. You done got married, done had kids and all this. Now you live a different lifestyle. Maybe you might. It's a different feeling now. Now you live in that lifestyle. You don't got the money. But remember, when you did your bid, you wasn't a rapper and all that. You ain't had that money that you got now. See, I tell people this. When that shit comes back and haunts you, like what happened to Lil Durk, you know what I mean, and all that, they just got finished living a glamorous life. Millions coming out with loads of money, especially with the video game that T Grizzley doing. He getting crazy money out here. So when the federalities come and sit in your face and you talking like this to a regular goddamn interview dude and you talking about an open case, it kind of make me question you what you gonna do when the feds come in your face, and now they're gonna ask you what's going on now. Now that they found out that the 600 dude, that alleged 600 Woo dude, is connected to you and your 600 best friends, 600 Buka and all this. Like, what you gonna say now? Cause you done messed up with this interview, champ. You ain't had to talk about this. You ain't had to explain this shit on an open case as that. The shit wasn't even solved yet. Can't blame nobody but yourself. Don't blame the internet now, nigga. Let's continue though. These niggas is crazy.
Okay. They was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times though.
And you have no idea what it's.
To her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like,
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
So his driver, I'm confused. I don't know. I'm confused, man. I want to know what she was sitting at. She was sitting on the passenger side. The driver, he had a driver. Was he sitting in the back? Like, because if she got hit up on the side, all on the side, and they opened the door and they just hit her up on the side, the driver didn't get hit up, or what was the driver? Like, I'm just, I don't know. I'm confused. This shit is crazy. That's why I said you can't blame the internet, nigga. You did this shit. You start talking about an open goddamn case that nobody even know about, but you want to go do that to a regular dude, a regular place. Shout out to him, though. Shout out to him. Definitely shout out to him. Not saying regular dude, but a regular, I mean, not a big platform. And you just sitting in the living room playing video game to explain about an open goddamn case. You can't blame nobody but yourself, team. Come on now. Let's be serious here.
To her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
They was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it ain't even matter where it came from. Who I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect. So even if a person wasn't a suspect, if I didn't like that person, it was escalated. My dislike for them was escalated times 10. So yeah, everybody was guilty around that time.
Man.
Man, I don't know, gang. I don't know. Like I said, if that shit is true that that nigga was sitting there for 2 hours with the towers off the cell phone and all that, and basically they knew what house you was going to, that's the big question. How they know what house you was going to? And they sat there for 2 hours. Or they sat around that area for 2 hours. That's something T gotta explain. And that's something Wu thing, that's something that 600 Wu gonna have to talk about also. So my question to y'all before I get out of here, y'all think it was allegedly a murder for hire, a knock off his aunt slash manager? For what reason though? I'm gonna let y'all be the judge on that. What reason for the murder for hire to knock her off? Was it contract dispute? Was it relationship side thing? Was it more than? Cause we don't know. Only them two know. Only T know, and may her rest in peace. She know, or anybody else that she probably told to on the side. Cause you gotta remember, females do talk. So there's somebody around JB at that time that knows something and just being quiet about it. Might be a homegirl, best friend, BFF, know what I mean? Something like that. We don't know. We don't know. But that shit might come to the light now that they found out who now I mean actually knocked her off. And that person is connected to T Grizzly best friend, 600 Booker, that's coming out of Chicago. You see, the nigga was all in T Grizzly wedding. So what are we talking about here? There's somebody, it's somebody close to JB to may her soul rest in peace. For homegirl, somebody that she talked about a lot of shit probably too, but that person ain't coming out and talking about it yet. That's just my opinion. Cause there's always somebody that a female talk to. We all know females be on, yeah, girl, you know me and T, this and that, me and T, this and that, and me and T, you know, getting feelings. And there's somebody on that other line that she used to talk to on the phone. May her soul rest in peace, allegedly, that she probably used to talk about her side little relationship with T Grizzly. Allegedly. Let us not be fooled here. But till then, on to the next video. We gotta see what happens. See if this nigga Wu thing gonna end up talking. We don't know. Is this a murder for hire? I'm gonna let y'all be the judge on that, man. This is nasty work on T, man. This is nasty work, T. But I'm up out of here. On to the next video. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Rest in peace to JB, man. May her soul rest in peace, man. My condolences to her family out there and all that. Nah, man, I'll let y'all be the judge about this video, man. What y'all think about what's going on. Till then, we got to see what happened. We got to see if Wu going to end up talking. We got to see if T Grizzly going to end up making a stick. I doubt it if he gonna talk. He just going to have to lawyer up, to be honest. But everything comes down to 600 Wu. And then it's going to be connected to his homeboy, 600 Booker, that's best friend with T Grizzly. This is nasty work, man. I'm up out of there. Till then, y'all already know the vibes, man. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.